Hey y'all, good morning. Welcome to Wealth Chat. I'm just so excited about what's happening. You see, I got my Miss Cashflow. I need to charge my phone. Cashflow t-shirt on, one that I designed, and I got all the t-shirts ready for the Kingdom Heirs collection. But for the winter, getting ready for Black Friday. Now, so I have sweat hoodies and tees, whatever your preference is, in all sizes. But if you play the cash flow game, you would know that I'm Miss Cashflow in the game. So I invite you out today at 3:00. Come and I'm telling you, the board is filled. Really, we probably need to get 2 games going, and then when we play live, we usually have 2 or 3 board games going at the same time, because there's and the investors show up, contractors show up, all types of people that are in the investment environment and building assets are there playing. So it's a great learning tool to use, and every week I learn how to get out of the rat race, and so I know that I can do it, and I'm excited, and so I'm on the road to success. But today I want to talk about creating your own platform and showcasing yourself. And what do I mean by that is that there's a lot of people that are sitting back waiting for someone to put them on. And so with the internet, I could tell you back in Connecticut, I had a beauty salon, but I never just had one stream of income. I always go for the sky. If I know that it was that I could do it, then I would do it. So in my salon, I had a boutique, and so I sold designer hats. I sold t-shirts. I sold, of course, when you get your new hairstyle, you need earrings. And so I would have, when I get done with the hair, we'd go pick out the right earrings for that new haircut or hairstyle or new hair weave, because that's what I specialized in. And so, or send you home with the product. So, again, solving people's problems. So I was a one-stop shop. So you can come get your hair products, get your accessories. You can get your the hats that I sold was really church hats, and so that was a big business. I did do makeup sometimes, but anyway, you can create your own business. Now, back then, how I got my products, I would go through and find a wholesaler. So I would go to New York and buy dozens of earrings and that sort of thing. But I would buy it from a wholesaler, and so they would get it from the distributor because they could buy it in a bigger bulk. I didn't need that big of a inventory on hand. Even though I had 3 salons going at one time, I didn't need that type of inventory. So I would go to a wholesaler where I can get a variety of things and not having to buy 12 of the same earring. I can go and get 12, a dozen, but I could pick out 12 different styles, which I wouldn't have been able to do that with a distributor. And hair products, I would go through, there would be a representative from, I used Dudley products. And so a person would come in and get my order and deliver me the products. So what I'm saying is there was always a middle person, but with the internet, you can go directly to the source and get what you need without, like back then I had to purchase products. I had to purchase a dozen or so t-shirts, a minimum at a time, bring them back, sell them. And then if I didn't sell them, I was out of pocket the initial cost. But now you can go directly to the source, place your order, and they handle all the shipping. So you don't even have to purchase inventory. It's just so easy. Another example is that, I've always been a church girl. And, in church, there would be some people, we had a lot of, ministers in our church. And so some people got the mic and some people didn't. But with the internet, You could have your own platform. You could have your own services. You could do your own teaching. You could do whatever you want. If you, like for instance, just some people on the internet, like Tabitha Brown. I just love her style. I just love her journey. She just was coming on sharing her vegan, she went vegan. And so she just shared her journey. From there, she became so popular. So from that, she ended up acting, because she was out there. She grew her own audience organically. And then, she's in movies. She's on TV shows. She put her whole family on. They all have their own YouTube channels that are very successful. She is with the Food Network. I mean, she has her own seasoning. She has her own books. She has her own hair products. I mean, she is just maximizing she's creating her own platform. So one thing that I'm doing is I'm building from scratch. Like, for instance, I'm building from scratch. Like, I could use online platforms to do my online classes, but then you have to pay them a percentage, and that's okay. When I did my book, Amazon, it's on Amazon, so whenever the sales happen, they handle all the shipping and handling, and then they take a percentage. So when the more people you involve, the more people you have to pay. But when you build it to where you only sell it on your website, or, there's a lot of, like Nipsey Hussle would sell his mixtapes out of his trunk of his car. If you go to New York, you'll see a lot of people on the corner. They'll have tables set up. They'll have their car. They're selling their products directly to the source. But like I said, nowadays, you don't even have to worry about going through the middleman, which means that you can get a better price for products. And not just products, but again, if you want to have your own cooking show, or if you're a comedian, you could have your own, like you could set up a YouTube and call it, it could be Kingdom Heirs. I have a Kingdom Heirs a YouTube channel. And if you're not subscribed, go subscribe to my channel today. But I could label it Kingdom Heirs TV. And like I do interviews, like the guy that I just interviewed, Derek Bailey. If you haven't watched that video, watch it. But he was the CSO at the credit union. Congratulations, Derek, because he was just voted in by the board to be the new president / CEO. So he's making history over there, the first black CEO at Ohio Credit Union. So we're very excited about that. But I just interviewed him, and which he is, trailblazed his own path of success. And then my godson, which I interviewed him, his son, which is he's 6 years old, and he is a little genius. And I mean, he's a genius to whereas his parents just set up a YouTube channel for him. So I'll share his link down below. You could be of any age and create your own path. But he's a genius. He's 6 years old. They've already put him up a class. Really, he's bored in school because he was reading before he could talk and walk. But now he's doing math problems. I have to challenge him with some algebra, but he's already doing time multiplication, and he's a genius. He's a genius. And so I'm so glad, I told his parents when he was a baby to start a YouTube channel, because the way that the strategy that his mom uses to have him reading and writing before he could walk or talk that's awesome. Do you know if she put that formula together, how many parents would tap into that? Because of course we want our kids to be brilliant and ahead of the curve. There's some schools don't provide the best education, and it starts at home too. Like my daughter, when she was in 3rd grade, when she would come home from school, she had workbooks that was for 4th grade. So you gotta fill in the gap if there is a gap. And so if someone already has a formula laid out, and here's an example of that formula, but anyway, they didn't listen to me back then, but they're going for it for now. And so it is the cutest little video that I know that's going to take off. We got together over the summer, and I took him to COSI, and so he was so excited because they had a dinosaur exhibit. Do you know he knew every name of the dinosaurs? That's not common these days. And so if you have bright children, bright teens, you're bright, you have great ideas. I use the internet as my platform. So I try different things. So even though I'm not actively in cosmetology, but cosmetology is $1 trillion business, so I'm still going to keep my hands in. I had a website where I was selling hair before, and that didn't take off so well. But again, you can be creative and keep trying new things to see what takes and what takes off. And so because I am very, very talented and have worn many hats and done a lot of things, I'm able to use the internet as my creative platform. And so, I was doing mukbangs, and, that went very well. But then, I didn't want to just get on and eat all the time. So, now I've changed it to where we go to restaurants a lot. So we do reviews. So you could do anything. I just keep my platforms positive, uplifting, inspiring, motivating. But you can find other, you could do challenges. I mean, there's so much that you could do. So comment down below. And if you start or have a channel and you're able to use your creative juices, please share. Please share. And so I just wanted to come on and share that because, don't sit back and wait for somebody to put you on. Like, when I retire, I'm going to have a full-fledged website set up. My website is set up, but I mean, you can go and buy t-shirts. You could take a course. You could, so I'm building it so that way when it does take off and boom, I don't have to share a percentage with anybody because it's all mine. It's been built organically. And so just want to encourage you today, and there's nothing wrong to use other websites to give you that launch and that boost and expose you to people that you normally would not be exposed to. So see you on the next video. Bye for now.